All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 9:30, October 5th, 2022, and still dealing with this coastal storm. And take a look at this. This is a satellite image from today. It almost looks like it's got an eye to it. But they say it's not tropical, but, I mean, that looks like an eye to me, you know? And you can see the feeder bands and all the thunderstorms along it, which Long Island has been dealing with a lot of today. We've actually had some thunderstorms and some pretty, ones out east with some pretty frequent lightning. If you saw my other video that I put up, this video here that you'll see. Well, you already saw it last night, but we'll show it to you again. I'll have to go to my channel for that. Just hold on a second. Yeah, so this is what it looked like last night. You can see I just took this video. I didn't voice it over, but just to show you what was going on last night with all the lightning strikes going on out in the Hamptons. And that's where a lot of that had stayed today, and then it worked its way further west. We actually had a thunderstorm here in Mineola this afternoon around 4 o'clock as well. But yeah, that's sort of what was going on last night. You can see, look at all that lightning. Pretty impressive, huh? Yes, very impressive. This is our storm again. Very unusual to see this. Here's the loop of it today. So you can see it's starting to move away. Satellite loop, but look at all that convection popping up. I mean, we are in early October. Very unusual to see. And that really does look like it got some tropical characteristics. It's a hybrid storm. Whatever the case is, the Hurricane Center doesn't want to call it. It's a hybrid type of storm, all right? But nobody wants to say it because that would bring up the elephant in the room. You notice how all the climate change is very downplayed in this country. When you look at other countries, they talk about it a lot, but not here, because that, big oil, they control both parties, all right? So, everybody just wants to just pretend this isn't happening. Looking at the radar right now, you can see they're still dealing with some heavy rain and thunderstorms in Rhode Island and Cape Cod as well. Very wet day today. Really uncomfortable. Just nasty out there again. Damp, a little warmer than yesterday, but still with that dampness, it just makes it feel even worse. You can see the dew points have come up. We're in kind of a humid air mass here, upper 50s. It's definitely feeling a little bit muggy out there, but chilly at the same time. So looking at your day at Islip, you can see 61, north wind at 6 there right now. So let's go take a look at our, not even going to, well, I guess I could look at the highs and lows if you want. We'll look at Islip just to show you what was going on today. So you can see the rain continuing through the day, and you can see the temperatures have risen. Well, actually, they went up. There've been a couple of the warm sector has been trying to get in on us, as you see here. So we actually have that warm sector trying to get in on us. Didn't make it here, but they got a little bit of the moisture from it. A little tropical air there, leftovers from Ian. So let's go take a look at our rainfall totals so far today, and then let's go to precipitation, and we'll take a look at the past 24 hours because it has added up quite a bit, as you see here. Jersey not getting as much rain. This time it was Suffolk County's turn to get into some of the heavier rain. You can see 1.54 at Islip, 1.80 at a little further north toward Lake Ronkonkoma there. Ridge around 1.44, so still a little lacking there in West Hampton. All right, they got 0.63, but I mean, compared to a lot of other areas. And then we get to the Hamptons. This observation might be an anomaly here, the 7.19, but 2 inches in Sag Harbor. Look at Orient, East Marion, 2 inches, 2.24 in Montauk Point. So definitely was a little more Suffolk County's turn today, especially eastern Suffolk County, as well as probably Connecticut, which isn't popping up here on the map. We can also look at underground as well. You look at the amount of precipitation we have gotten here, and you can see here today another half an inch. South Shore around 0.30, and then as we make our way further east, the numbers go up. Here you go, 3/4 of an inch. Look like 1.22 there, and around Lake Grove 1.12. So they got over an inch in Lake Grove today, as well as out east 1.42 there in Middle Island. These rain gauges are obviously broken. There's no way they didn't get anything. 1.08 there in Wading River, so probably around a solid inch or so to a little more in the mid part of Suffolk County from shore to shore, and though a little less on the South Shore. But then it gets a little less here in Well, I got 0.75 here, 1.43 there in Pine Valley, south of Riverhead. So, yeah, these areas here, the Pine Barrens got some rain. Hopefully those lakes have filled up a little bit more. 2.19. And, yeah, look at, some of these areas out east, they did. Look at that, almost 3 inches there in Sag Harbor. So there's more stations on this site. So, almost 3 inches because they got a lot of those storms just tracked right over East Hampton, the Hamptons, and Sag Harbor. 2.12 in Southampton, 2.29 in Shinnecock Hills. We've got over 3 inches being reported in Spring. So yeah, this is the area that was hit very hard. And then I don't believe that 0.26 at Napiog. No, I don't believe that. I think that's wrong. I think it's more like, look at that, 3.11 inches. So they got a lot of rain out there. Sorry, allergy attack there. And I'm still dealing with the allergies here, and I don't have any more of that Claritin. It's like all the drugstores are just way too expensive. I gotta go to like Walmart or something to get it because everything's just not gonna get ripped off like that, Get that post-nasal drip; it just goes into your throat. Ugh. It's funny. My allergies are actually fine when I'm on the outside. When I come back in here, they act up. I just do with this place. I'm probably allergic to it. But anyway, let's let's go to the National Weather Service now and see the latest storm total rainfall reports. Now, this was as of this morning. So I'm not even going to use that. I should really go right back to the weather and hazards map and show you. Let's change this to 72 hours. This will give you of what the storm totals were here. 2.40 at Montauk, so a lot of areas saw over 2 inches of rain. Very good. The South Shore especially. And then as you get into North Jersey, you see a little more. Excuse me. Oh, it's terrible. Post-nasal drip. Why does it have to act up now? See parts of Jersey over 4 inches. Let's take a look and see what and South Jersey got it again. Look at these 4-inch amounts here. They haven't really added much to it today, but 3 to 4 inches. The drought is over for them. And the drought should be over for us, too. Let's see if Drought Monitor has updated themselves yet. No, they still have not updated yet. I don't know what's going on with them. Yeah, so the drought is more or less over. I mean, probably not. We're probably going to go from D2 to maybe D0 or maybe D1, but I think we'll go to D0. I think that's what most of our area. Jersey will be completely off. There won't be any drought there at all. But for us, we'll probably go to either D0 or D1. I think we'll hopefully go into the D0, so that means no more drought. So let's go to the again, there's that storm. It's just incredible, isn't it? It truly is incredible. Like I said, there's actually an eye there. Look at that. There's an eye. It's clear right in the middle of it. How can you say that's not tropical? Very abnormal. And the fact that it's been sitting there, too, is very abnormal. So let's take a look and see why it's been sitting there. So let's go to our upper air here. And we'll show you the change that's going to be taking place to finally get rid of this thing. So you'll see we had like a split jet stream, very messed up jet stream. High pressure in the Atlantic, high pressure over here. The storm was trapped, had nowhere to go for days and days on end. Finally, though, you see a bit of energy coming into the picture here. That jet stream kind of sweeps a little more offshore. That ridge weakens in the Atlantic, and we're able to push that storm east. And then we'll have a trough come in for the weekend, and this is going to bring in much cooler air as we head into next week. Right? And you see here that we will have some troughs. But the jet stream is going into a split pattern. Look at that. It still looks really, really weird. So if we go to the upper air here, and we are looking at the GFS, by the way. So you'll see here we have a trough coming for the weekend. That brings in the cold and dry conditions. And then you can see we have another trough coming in. So you'll see that we will have things moving along. Hopefully we won't have to deal with something like this again. All right. So when we look at our temperatures going into the next, obviously we've been well below normal Tomorrow will be a little bit we'll actually be above normal tomorrow, and we'll be above normal on Friday. But then we drop back as the cool air comes in. We go below normal on Saturday and Sunday, and maybe get closer to normal on Monday. And then we see a little moderation next week with some warmer weather before the next cold front comes through and cools things down again by next weekend. So let's go look at the surface map here, and we'll show you what this all means here as we finally bid this pesky low goodbye. And we finally dry out. We'll see the sun tomorrow after not seeing the sun for almost a week. I think it has been a full week, actually. Almost a week. And then we will have this cold front come through Friday, probably going to come through dry, and then we'll have that cold air building for the weekend with high pressure. And then, fortunately, our next chance of rain won't be for a while, probably not until maybe the next cold front comes through later next week. So, and then it looks like it's developing something here, so that we'll have to watch. That's obviously well into the long range, so don't worry about that. So let's take a close look at our area here into the northeast here, and go to the HRRR model here. And look at that. Obviously, this is as far out as it goes. Right now, we have 44 hours of it. But you can see there's the low. Goodbye. Rain is tapered off tonight. The clouds will break. And you'll have sunshine out. And you can see there's that cold front. It might trigger an isolated shower or a sprinkle. But that's just about it. Not really much will be produced by it. All right. In fact, I'm just going to look at the GFS here because, like I said, we're not going to really need the HRRR at all. So let me back this up to tonight. All right, and this is, again, the 18Z GFS. So looking at your dew points here, yeah, it's damped, but we will see the dampness. We'll actually see this cold front come through tomorrow. Drier air comes into place. Dew points drop into the upper 40s to around 50. Northwest winds, light northwest winds becoming southwest by the evening. And then for Friday, winds are westerly, becoming northwesterly, and you'll see this front come through probably around midnight or a little before midnight Friday night with a big drop in the dew points. That's your cooler air. You can see where it's coming from. Northwest winds to west winds for the weekend. All right, I'm not going to go any further than that. Let's go look at our temperatures. So you'll see here, looking at your temperatures, tomorrow we will be much warmer. We're going to be in the above normal. We'll be probably in the low 70s, probably, so 72, 73 for highs, maybe up to the mid-70s if you're in New Jersey. And then we will again see similar temperatures on Friday, probably reaching the low to mid-70s. But then as we get into the weekend, you're going to wake up Saturday morning and it's going to be cold and northwest winds and temperatures in the mid-40s. And then we're only going to be making it to the mid to upper 50s on Friday. Probably upper 50s for Saturday will do. So it's going to be chilly. And then obviously at night, we'll have to see if that radiational cooling occurs. Lows will probably be in the low to mid-40s, but if you get radiational cooling, I think the Pine Barrens could get below freezing. And then for Sunday, a little bit warmer with a moderation there and upper 60s. And then if we go further, you see that moderation next week where we'll see those warmer temperatures come back into the picture here ahead of the next cold front, which will, again, bring the temperatures back down below normal. So let's go now to the skies. Obviously, we've had enough of these clouds. They are out of here tomorrow, and we should have some at least partial sunshine, maybe not a crystal clear day, but the sun should be out. Maybe a few, cumulus here and there, stratocumulus. And then for Friday, we'll probably have some cirrus to start, and then clear in the afternoon before the next cold front comes through. Here's Saturday. Cold front comes through. It looks like it's got some cloudiness around, but this is the GFS. This is the full GFS and kind of a low resolution model, so do keep that in mind. If we want a higher resolution, we could go to the FV3, but we'd have to roll this back to the 12Z run. So if we look at the higher resolution model, you'll see tomorrow looks pretty sunny. And then you start off with the clouds. Actually, for most of Friday afternoon, we're mostly sunny, and the clouds don't come in until later in the afternoon, where we have that front come approaching. All right. Let's go to the RGM next. Here is the RGM model. And you'll see the clouds to start, kind of lingering over the east end of Long Island a little bit there. And then eventually dissipating a little more. You'll see maybe there'll be a little cirrus too, eventually dissipating by the afternoon. And then for Friday, you start off with the clouds, but then we have mostly sunny skies. Friday will probably be the sunnier of the 2 days. It'll probably take the ground a little while to dry out too a little bit. And then this front comes through, and then it moves away, and then we have a nice day on Saturday, beautiful day on Saturday with nice northwest winds and beautiful weather. cool, dry weather, which is definitely going to be nice. Just dry, right? We went from this drought, and then it went, just like, this low just sitting here for days and days and days. But it did finally get us out of the drought, at least. But there were some thunderstorms, and I want to actually roll this back a little bit just to show you the activity that occurred today. And I don't think there were any storm damage reports from it, but let's go and look at the radar. We'll just rewind the radar and show you what we were dealing with today. So you can see this morning we had those thunderstorms come through, and then we had another batch that popped up over the afternoon here that wound up hitting the east end, and those produced a lot of lightning too, by the way. And that's really what added up to the rain. But now, as we head into our hour right now, you can see the rain is mostly over. We'll have to see if that actually makes its way back into our area. It might actually make its way back over the east end a little bit. So, yeah, if you're out east, you may not be out completely out of the woods, but for the rest of us, I think we're done with the rain. But, boy, what a soaker of a week it has been. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.